Okay, hello everyone, this is Vivi and this is Marco. Again, welcome to our channel and our event. In this video, I would like to share with you my adventure and my story in Nelson. And yes, I did say Nelson nudism for a reason because that was the highlight of my trip when I was there. This was probably my first time ever to experience nudism, and it took me for a while to actually debate whether I should put this video out there or not, because it's just so private and vulnerable for me, and I just don't want to speculate any negative criticism or judgment if people don't get my message correctly. However, I do think that nudism could be the gateway to be free in a way. We look at our bodies and how we feel about our bodies, because there's just so many people out there have anxiety and depression about body image and even body shaming, and it's just so common. And I am also one of those people as well, and so that's the reason why I thought it was a good challenge for me to experience nudism and see how it would change my mindset and how it would change the way I look about my body, right? So I decided to put this out there in a way that it is artistic enough, but it's not going to show anything. If you are here to look for naked images of me, it's not going to happen, because I just censor everything out. Like I said, I don't want to speculate or provoke any pervertism in my video or in my channel, because this is all about personal growth. This is not this is not a place for porn or anything like that, right? So but I do believe that nudism does have a positive message for the world, and so I decided to put this out there. So I hope that you will get the message in my video, and I will walk along with you to share the story and explain to you the reason why I decided to do this. Okay, so let's get into the story, and I will catch you later in a bit. When I was in Christina Lake, that I mentioned in the first video, and if you haven't checked it already, you can check it out in the link in the description. So my friend suggested me that I should stop by Nelson before going to Revelstoke, because she's like, it's one of her favorite cities and it's quite hippie. And I was like, yeah, because I'm pretty hippie, right? Because I live in a van, so I do quite like the hippie culture. And I'm so glad that I stopped by this town, because it's so vibrant, so colorful. I spent a couple of days walking around the street of Nelson, and I was just like taking everything on in, and I just walking around observing people, and because there's so many things to look at. There's a lot of art on the streets and on the building itself. Like this mural right here is like telling stories of the cities, how everything started in the beginning. That's what I'm guessing when I'm looking at this mural. It's like the city is so full and it has a lot of character itself. So I'm like, it kind of resembles of the hippie culture, right? Because it's all about being free, it's all about being soulful, having the characteristic of itself. It's like be yourself. It's like, oh, that's kind of like who I am as well. So maybe that's why I really like this city. It's kind of like a hidden gem on my trip, and it's like I don't see places like this very often in many other places. So yeah, I do really like Nelson. Okay, so my number one thing that I really love to do in the city is exploring food, especially coffee shop. Like, this is what I do for every city that I pass through. Like, I would literally hunt down the best coffee shop in town, and this place is called Oso Negro. They have the best chocolate cake ever, and their coffee even has like coffee ice cube in it, so it doesn't dilute your ice drink coffee with like just water ice cube, right? And I just really love local businesses like this because they put so much passion and love in what they do. Like when I go to like big brand and franchise businesses, it just feels like kind of like copy and paste culture. It's like you just, I don't know, it's just kind of grab and go, everything is pretty much standard. But these local places, they add kind of like their creative twist into what they do out of a lot of passion, a lot of care, and a lot of love. And it kind of resembles with what I do. Like I feel resonates with it, like because I'm all about passion as well. So what I have to be passionate about what I do, otherwise I won't do it. And so that's what makes me feel good about spending money in these places, because I know that I help them thrive by doing what they love. I hope that you enjoy that little tour around Nelson. This is the part that I'm going to talk about nudism. So if you're here for a wrong reason and you just want to look at naked body, please click away now because I'm not going to show any of that. I hope that you watch this part of the video with an open mindset and just hear my message before any judgment or criticism. So when I was back in Kelowna, someone actually brought up the idea of nudism to me. I didn't know what nudism was at that time, but as that person spoke, like I was just kind of curious about it, and it seemed like it has a lot of spiritual meaning, and it has a positive impact on one's mindset. And so that's the reason why I was like, oh, let me check it out and research it. But I didn't think that I would be someone who could be naked in public. Like I wasn't really, I was just like so skeptical. I understood the concept, but I wasn't really ready for the challenge at all. Like being raised as an Asian in Asia culture in a very conservative family, it's just not something that I'm very comfortable doing. Like if you can really understand my background, I was not even like comfortable looking at myself naked in the mirror when I get out of the shower. That
I don't know if other people are comfortable doing that, but it wasn't me. I wasn't comfortable doing it at all. So when it brought up to me, I was like, nope, this is not a challenge that I want to take on right now. I'm just not comfortable at all doing that. And I could literally feel my fear around it. Then about a week later, I happened to see a post from one of my coaches, and she has a beautiful photo of her. It was photographed very artistically. It doesn't show anything, right? But it shows a lot of femininity, and the way that she explained about her body and how we should embrace her body kind of helped me to get it a little bit clearer. And especially when I know someone in my circle that can actually do that, is just a bit more encouragement for me to rethinking, like, it's like maybe I should check that out. But again, I wasn't sure about it. And again, this is she is like a coach, and so she's like a very empowering woman. And I was like, she can do it, but I don't think I can do it at all. It's not me. I wasn't sure like I would let go of my conservative mindset yet. And then about a week later, a couple days later, I saw another post that kind of similar, but this is from someone that I know in a group, and I thought she was really brave. She is not a coach. She is just like a normal person, and she is just like a powerhouse. She is just so brave and so outspoken, and I just admire her so much. And I thought she's a little bit closer to my level. And I was like, if she can do it, maybe I can do it as well. So, but again, like my conservative mindset is like, I used to be really, really conservative, okay? I wasn't sure either. But then like, as I tell the story, you see that it's like a glue that is keep coming to me about the nudism thing. Then when I got to Christina Lake, when I was talking to my friend there, and she happened to brought it up, or I don't know how the conversation started, but it was around nudism as well, and she did tell me that she actually get to experience it, and now she is actually like in front of me. She's like literally right in my direct circle. And I thought, wow, that was really, really crazy, and she was really encouraging, and she was like, it was really freeing, and it was a beautiful experience, and I should really check it out and just let go of my fear about my body and how I look and how other people look at me as well. And so when I got to Nelson, but I didn't really want to do it even then. When I got to Nelson, just some random stranger came up to me. So he just came up to me, just complimented Marco, and he was like, I just went to a nudist beach there, and he was like, that's his favorite place in Nelson. And he was like, he didn't say anything about like trying out nudism. He just said it's a beautiful beach, and he was just like, oh, you should go check it out, because I was like, I'm just visiting town for only a couple of days. So, but then he mentioned that it's a nudist beach in the end. And I was like, again, like this thing like give, like, it's really an omen that was like telling me at that time, and it felt like it was something that pushing me to go through with this challenge. and I wasn't really comfortable. So I waited until my last day because that is probably the only nudist beach in like between BC and Ontario. That's probably the only nudist beach that I could find, and I looked it up on Google Maps, and I was thinking that if I don't do it this summer, I knew that it would be so late for me to try that in Ontario because it's gonna be really cold, and it is very cold here. And so that would be my only shot in Nelson, whether I would do it or not, like whether I would check this challenge or not. And I waited until the last day and I went hiking, and it was really hot on that day. It was like 34, 35 degrees. And it was quite rewarding to actually jump into the lake after a hike. It was super hot on that day and I was sweating. And I felt like I was overthinking so many things at that moment. Like I literally, when I went to the beach, I wasn't comfortable looking at other people. I would just like keep my eye straight in one direction, and I was just looking around to find my private spot. It's still the beach, but it's a little bit more private. People were still like walking around, but I wasn't comfortable like hanging with other people, being completely private. So that was my first experience, and I would just like afterward I was just so proud of myself for deciding to overcome that challenge at that moment, because literally I could have missed that challenge, and it did change the way I look at my body. But it's not like flipping instantly 180 degree, right? But it does somewhat help me to see and like to be less shy and less afraid of other people judging me or judging my body. And I also think that clothing is pretty much designed for being survival. That's the purpose of it when it was designed like thousands of years ago. It's just not for fashion, but like over time is grow with society. As we show off with our ego, it's like we own clothing is a part of us to show like our status and our ego, even though it wasn't meant to be for that. And so we kind of rely on clothing to make us like feel beautiful, but we really don't need to. And like it's kind of cover up like how we look at our body, because we really don't look at it because we always wear clothes. And I think that's the reason why we have so many issues. So many people have so many issues with depression and anxiety. I didn't have that much depression, but yes, a little bit of anxiety, which comes out of judgment. And I felt that after this experience, it helps me immensely to feel more comfortable with my body first. I wouldn't say that I am completely a nudist now, but it has, in some degree, it has changed me for the better, the way that I look at my body. Especially I feel more comfortable with my body now. And so I'm actually very grateful for that experience. And I think that if we all can learn how to love our body and accept our body, there would be so much less anxiety and depression and anorexia. And also even the way we look at sexuality as well, is we like if we don't appreciate our body and we feel ashamed of it, like that's linked to sexuality too, as well, right? And I think that's also connect to issues with sexual assault or abuse, and it's just so common in our society, and it's just so crazy. So we all can learn to be like more acceptance of the way we look, and learn how to love our body. And I think those issues could start to go away. And now I can actually look at my body in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Like I don't just like look away anymore, and I'm a little bit more comfortable with it now. So this is my story about nudism and what I learned from it, and I hope that it's also inspire you as well to change your mindset and the way that you look at your body. And if you can just challenge yourself, you don't even have to like go to a nudist beach like what I did. You can just look at your body in the mirror after you get out of the shower and like tell yourself like you love your body or different parts of the body, or just focus on one part of your body that you like the most, and just just tell that part of your body that you love it. And I think that that is how it would change our mindset and help us to open up more to learn to love ourselves. So yeah, I hope I don't ramble so much, and I don't want to take so much time in this video and I really appreciate your time in viewing this video, because it's very vulnerable to me. And so yeah, but I put it out there. I feel like I'm done. I put it out there. So thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate if you can let me know your journey, your process, and how you feel about your body. Just leave it in the comments below, and whether you feel resonate with my experience at all. And if you do the challenge, also let me know as well whether it has helped you to change the way that you look or you feel about your body. And this is like for men and women as well, okay? This is, it's not gender specific. We all are the same. Men and women have the same issues as well. So all right, everyone, I hope you make it a good day and live your best life. I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.
Forever free, you and me,
To debate.
meant to be in the great outdoors.
Okay, go here. Go here.
Forever free.
Go here. What? You don't want to walk? You let mommy do all the talking. Come here. Oh, you have to do your job. You have to do your job.